Thank you for tuning in to College SportsCast. College SportsCast presents Wildcat Weekly. College SportsCast presents
Give us a minute. Brad will be back. Give us a minute. Brad will be back. There he is.
All right, there I am. Sorry, y'all. I hit the wrong button. All right, welcome in, guys. It's Brad with College Sportscast. We are here to do our Wildcat Weekly show. And excuse the beginning of this because I hit the wrong button and exited instead of hitting something else, but that's what happened there. So we're going to get started with our Facebook. If you're on Facebook with us, man, we appreciate you. We have been growing like crazy, and we appreciate you. You can subscribe for 99 cents a month. I have added a brand new chat that I just started a couple of days ago on game day, actually. Just started a couple of days ago. I am putting our show events in it. I am putting some news in it. I've got some news and info in there. And then we have a chat where we are just kind of shooting it up and having a little bit of fun with all the subscribers. And it's a small group right now, but we're trying to build that. Again, it's just 99 cents a month. You do get your own subscribers page to post in as well. And you can send stars. Those are ways you can support us on Facebook.
What's up, Brandon?
All right. So if you are on YouTube with us, please like and subscribe. If you're on Facebook with us, please like and subscribe. And then comment, tell people about us, all that kind of stuff. We appreciate you on either platform or the Real Fresh channel. You can also catch us on his YouTube as well, on the Real Fresh channel. All right. So the last thing before we get started here, at the top left corner, you're going to see a QR code. That is for Home Field Apparel. If you are a Kentucky fan and you're here with us tonight, they have a bunch of very cool retro gear that you can get. They got mascots, they got logos, vintage stuff. You can check them out. Use our code CSCAST, or you can scan that QR code at the top of the screen, and it'll take you straight to shopping. Just find Kentucky, and I think you'll have to go to the SEC, scroll down, and find Kentucky, and a lot of really cool gear there to go to games, to wear on game day at home, whatever you want to do. Check them out. Use our code CSCAST at Home Field Apparel. I am going to leave that QR code up on the screen as we talk tonight. And I'm just checking now to see who all's on with us. Brandon, Greg, what's up? We will get to some stuff here. I'm going to put that up. This is Wildcat Weekly. We do these shows on Monday nights. So you can check us out here on Monday nights for your Kentucky, all about Kentucky sports, to be honest with you. John, we are going to start with football. Last week we started with basketball. I was doing some coverage. I do have some coverage later in this show and some clips, some interview clips, and a few things that I want to get to about SEC basketball tip-off media days and about the blue-white game. But first, John, we're going to get to football. I know we probably got a bunch of people on here with us that want to get to football. John, I want to ask you, I mean, in all seriousness, I thought Kentucky vastly outplayed Texas. on Saturday night.
Yeah, dominated the whole game. Yardage, quarterback play. The only thing they didn't, outplay them in is questionable play calling, and during crucial moments, the overtime sequence. The thing that bothers me, Brad, is Stoops defended a 53-yard field goal before halftime instead of trusting his quarterback. He said, if I don't get the 3 there, do I even walk in here at the press conference? Like, why don't you put, some pressure on your quarterback to maybe get the ball down the field? I mean, I know there was 13 seconds left, 14, something of that nature. But you have got to at least try for a touchdown there, Brad. Like, at the very least, you throw the ball out of bounds, you kick the field goal, you go into halftime, and you got a 7-3 lead.
I mean,
Instead,
John, here's my question. They've been in spring camp. They've been in fall camp. Do they not practice those situations? When there's 15 seconds on the clock, 10 seconds on the clock, do you not drill those in practice all year long? What do you practice them for if you're not going to play, if you're not going to run them? Like, I don't understand. I have never, in 20 years, I've not seen a coach do that.
And another thing that bothers me, I'm going to tell you something else that bothers me. Kentucky had 26 first downs. You know how many Texas had? 8. The time of possession, Kentucky was 39 and 23 to 20-37. Cutter was 31 of 40. He had 258 yards. The defense put Arch Manning in a pretty much a straitjacket all night. But it wasn't enough. It came down to failures, special teams breakdowns. The Ryan Niblett, the punt return that gave Texas 10 points. The goal line stand by Texas, when you have honestly ran the ball the same exact way all night, yet you didn't change anything that you did. You didn't even do a halfback toss. You didn't do a wide receiver screen. They done that to get down to the goal line with Kendrick Law. And then after that happened, we tried to do it, 3 straight times up the middle, 4 straight times, and it didn't work.
Pretty much.
Like, what goes through Bush Hamden's head? Does he have a Nintendo in his booth?
I think his only options. Yeah, it's A or B. I think that's his only options up there. Yeah, that's why he's in the booth. I think he's got a Nintendo, old regular Nintendo up there or something, playing Tecmo Bowl. I mean, I'm not sure. I really don't. Like, here's some things, John, and I'm going to get into some stuff here, okay? Because if they put some damn points on the board during this game, including the first quarter, the third drive, if they put some points on the board right before halftime, everybody's talking about the 14 seconds at the end of the regulation. What about the 13 seconds on 3rd and 7 right before halftime that they decide to try to kick a 53-yard field goal on? They had the offense on the field. Texas calls a timeout. And after the timeout, they trot the kicker out there on 3rd and 7. With 13 seconds to go, same situation. How about you run a quick play to the sideline, pick up 6 yards, and guess what? Then you got a 46, 47-yard field goal, and he probably kicks that. I mean, he's a pretty good field goal kicker. He barely missed that 53-yarder. I mean, I don't understand. The first drive, John, what the hell? What are they doing? How many
Well,
chances
you had
did we have
early in the game.
to put points on the board?
Yeah.
We should have never been in
Well,
those
you had early.
situations at the end of the game.
No, in the early part of the game, they had a scramble by Boley. Then they had the quarterback sneak, which was unsuccessful. And then the fourth down, they handed the ball off to Dante Dowdell. He was pushed back, and that whole drive was put to a halt. And I feel like, Brad, that there's a point where they're trying not to score.
Oh, I agree 100%. I'm going to get to that. That's on here. I promise. Like, I just don't understand, John. We outplayed this Texas team. Oh, by the way, who was ranked number 1 preseason and probably has more talent than 99% of the teams in college football right now on that roster. So you can't tell me Kentucky don't have the talent, because they actually proved that they did Saturday night. It has nothing to do with talent. I'm going to put it up right here. Kentucky had 395 total yards. Texas had 179. 26 first downs. Huh?
It was 176.
Well, everything I seen said 179. Texas had 26 first downs. Kentucky had 26 first downs. Texas had 8. We had 8 drives where we got to about the 35 of Texas or better. 8. I'm telling you guys, this game should have been out of hand in the fourth quarter.
Oh, okay, Anthony. The official box score said 179. So
this should have been, and I'm not even playing. We should have beat this team by 3 touchdowns. If you know how to play call and you know how to run an offense, they ran all over the field on this team all night long. Connor Boley actually deserves a gold star. I don't know if you guys noticed or not this past Saturday, but there was a guy by the name of Arch Manning on the other side. And the kid from Lexington made him look silly. Connor Boley played some ball, 31 of 39, 258 yards, threw the ball all over the field. Like, at some point, it's not. I'm done even saying it looks like they clearly are trying not to score points. You can't get that close all the time. You get to the 15-yard line and you just turn it over on downs. But when you're at 3rd and 7 with 13 seconds to go, you trot the field goal kicker out for a 53-yarder? Please, somebody, make it make sense. It's absolutely asinine, to be honest with you. It's like they are trying not to score points. It's absolutely asinine. I don't get it.
Well, like tonight, I listened to some of the Mark Stoops show, and it just felt like he was going around dodging the question of why they didn't do that, why they didn't kick the field goal.
There's no reason Kentucky should have ever even been in that situation. If you put points on the board before halftime, if you kicked a field goal on the first drive, if you put some points on the board in the third drive, if you put some points on the board 2 or 3 other times in the second half, I'm telling you, they look like I'm taking the look like back. They play as if they try not to put points on the board. Between the 10 on one side and the 30 on the other side, they'll run the ball all over the field, pass it around, get 400 yards. But when it comes to scoring points, we're going to take sacks that we shouldn't take. We're going to have false starts. We're going to have illegal formations. We're going to kick field goals on second down. We're going to not run plays with 13 and 14 seconds to go. We're going to turn it over on downs twice inside the 15-yard line, but kick a 53-yarder. I mean, what in the world is going on up there? Who is making these decisions? Is it the offensive coordinator or is it Stoops? Because the decisions that's going on up there is utterly ridiculous.
Yep.
100%.
And to add to that, I could probably pick out some people online that play Madden and could call better plays than what Bush Hamden's called.
It's so much more than just calling plays. It's snapping the ball. It's running 30 seconds off the clock. This wasn't the Texas game, but it's running 30 seconds off the clock in a game before that when you're in a 2-minute drive and setting on timeouts. It's not snapping the ball when you need to. It's taking sacks when you clearly have a path to throw it out of bounds. It's illegal formations. It's false starts. It's going for it on fourth down when you're on the 12 damn yard line. I don't know. This is football. I'm pretty sure you can kick a field goal and score 3 points. There's this thing called an upright. I'm pretty sure you can still do that.
Well, and I'll say this.
And it don't have to be a 50-yarder. You can actually kick a 22-yard field goal or a 32-yard field goal.
And if he kicks that field goal in overtime, we're probably going to a double overtime.
%.
And you basically take the game out of your kicker's hands and you place it on the chances of going up the middle 4 times. I don't know. Oh, me.
Gosh, I am so frustrated watching this. John, I kid you not, I would rather go watch middle school football. I'm pretty sure the play callers would do a better job. The kids would be more functional and know what they're doing than to watch Kentucky play football. You watched that game the other night, John. I'll give you a game that it reminds me so much of. If y'all remember the Georgia game at home last year, where we ran Georgia all over the field and should have won the damn game.
Yeah.
The game Saturday night was the exact same crap.
You know, that's kind of where I'm getting. Like, you could go to a middle school game, pee-wee game, and they would be more functional at the goal line than these players. And the coaches would at least have a play drawn to know where they're going and where they're not going. And that's coaching. You can blame players, you can blame this, you can blame that, but it's coaching. Do you see Dan Lanning out here, Kirby Smart doing this kind of thing?
Do you see them kicking a field goal on second down with 14 seconds to go? I mean, it's absolutely craziness. 100%, just craziness. It's ridiculous, the stuff that's going on. The decision making up there and the dysfunction. I'm not talking about just play calling. All of it on the offensive side of the ball is utterly ridiculous.
It's bad.
This is not a game. This is not a game that we should have like kicked a field goal at the end and tried to stay in it and tried to get a win in overtime. This is a game we should have kicked the shit out of them.
Yeah, like this game should have been at least 28-14. If we're being fair. Yeah, Lauren, you're right.
I don't even want to. I listen. I don't even want to ask no questions about what happened here and why did you not kick this field goal and why did you do the 14 seconds and not do that? How about all of it? How about you shouldn't be in that situation? How about you should be up 17 points?
Right.
I mean, for real. I just don't understand a bunch of it, what's going on up there. It's absolutely the only thing I can say is they are actually trying not to score enough points. How many games is it, John, that we've been under 13, under 14 in the SEC game?
Three, I think. 4, maybe.
I'm not sure that Bush Hamden has scored above 14 points in an SEC game yet.
Did you know he's been fired every single year? Every
Go look
place
it up. I'm pretty sure we have not scored above 14 points in an SEC game yet.
Do you know he's been fired everywhere he's went?
No, I take it back. We did against Ole Miss. We hit that.
Ole Miss. Yeah. All this stuff just gets me agitated, man, and to the point to where it's just apathy sets in, and it's just like, you know, you don't want to watch it. You want to find something else to do. Watch paint dry.
We should have beat Georgia and Texas. And yes, absolutely. If we beat Georgia last year and Texas this year, that changes the whole narrative. 100%. Now, I do want to get to something here about this football game, John. Mm-hmm. I want to get to this real quick. Brad White and those players on the defensive side of the ball deserve their flowers.
Yep, I agree.
Listen, I'm telling you, Kentucky won that football game in every way possible except for offensive decision making and scoreboard points. That's it. Every other facet, I take that back. I will tell you when I'm wrong. I take that back. We lost the special teams as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's the thing, Brad. You know, everybody's probably going to say, well, Brad's White's unit has not played good at all. I agree. They've not. They've faced a lot of criticism. But on this night, they was the best unit on the field. Texas managed. I think they only had field goals in the first half, and I think they only had a single touchdown in the entire second half. And they held them to 179 total yards. Props to the defense. That was probably one of the better games that they played all year. Alex Safari, trying to think. Ty Bryan, I thought played good. Now, to be fair, everybody's jumping on him about his, catching the ball on the punch.
But
one of those.
Listen, guys, we held Texas to 179 yards and eight first downs all night long, including in overtime. They didn't get a first down in the overtime. After they had 6 first down at halftime. 6. Yep. That means the entire 2 quarters and the overtime, they had two first downs, and we lost this game. 2.
Yeah.
Like, unbelievable. Brad White, honestly, that was amazing. And every single player on that defense, that was an amazing effort. Y'all gutted it out. Y'all gave your team every chance in the world to win a big game. Congratulations, y'all. And Cutter Boley, I'll give you the same. I thought the wide receivers, the backs, the tight ends, 31 of 39, 258 yards.
Yeah.
There was no reason whatsoever.
Kendrick Law played good.
Yeah. There was no reason whatsoever for any of it.
The defense. Alex Safari, Ty Bryant. I thought Works played really well. Rainier played well. The defense just cannot do any better than what they did Saturday night. And for the offense to kind of crap the bed and it even talks about, earlier I was talking to somebody today about Chad Ochocinco. He said he was in the stands and they kept saying fire Stoops, fire Stoops. Well, he said, and then I realized what they was doing offensively. He said there was times where they couldn't even get it past midfield.
100%. Lauren, I agree with that. So many times there are games, guys, where our defense gets worn down and they start giving up some stuff. There are games that happens. But on this night, Kentucky's offense was on the field for 40 minutes, 39 and a half.
You should at least score some in that.
They were on the field for 20 and a half. That's it. There was absolutely no excuse whatsoever for losing this game.
And now you got the whole Justin Rowland put something out yesterday.
Yep. So I'll get to that. Let's put that up and you can talk about it. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying it was that conversations will be had at the end of the year. Well, not end of the year. There'll be conversations had. And most likely the end of the year is what I'm guessing. Whether that's to bring Stoops back, whether that's to, negotiate a buyout, kind of part ways.
It could be to get rid of all the offensive coaches. I don't know what it will be, to be honest.
Angela Burnett says, I'm pissed he doesn't play my nephew Quisenberry.
I did think the offense played well. I thought the defense played well. I think Kentucky played every bit of the part. If your son's out there from Danville, Boyle County, I get it. He's a freshman. If he stays, no matter what happens, Angela, if he stays, he's a Kentucky boy. He'll get his time on the field. I would almost guarantee it.
It's just I don't know. There's just so many variables, Brad, with this whole end of the year thing, whether he can pay the buyout, whether Stoops wants to walk away, kind of do a positive exit. I don't know.
I've been a Stoops guy all along, and the what's going on with the way they play and try not to score points, I'm just not on board with that. These decisions are utterly ridiculous. I mean, I can't do that anymore. Honestly, I'm done with it. Like I can't watch another game. I'm telling you, I was making jokes about where's the Tylenol, but I'm telling you right now, I need something stronger than Tylenol.
What are you suggesting? Waverly Hills Sanatorium?
I'm telling you, I need something strong. I'm going to be there in some kind of sanatorium if I keep watching this. Because there is no excuse, no reason to not put points on the board. You want to tell me that you have no
jacket,
you want to tell me that you have no regrets? Tonight, Stoops says, well, I don't have no regrets. Regrets, nothing. You better start making some different damn decisions. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure the object of this game is to put points on the scoreboard and to score more points than your opponent.
Let me answer that real quick. Who was it? They said something on here. Derek, he said, do you think Stoops sees right? Well, I'm going to say this. Tonight, I watched a little bit of the Mark Stoops show. He looks completely different than what I
should. After an embarrassing loss like that, when you should have won by 3 touchdowns versus a ranked team on your home field with a wild, crazy, sold-out crowd, 61,000 on hand, and you completely outplay them, he should sound a little different.
Yeah, I agree. Fans have just reached a point where they've had enough, Brad, and I can't say I blame them.
I got to get to one more topic here about football, and then we are moving on and going to basketball. But I got to ask you this, John. There is so many coaches that are getting fired in this cycle, and likely going to be several more at big programs. Hugh Freeze is in trouble at Auburn. Norvell's in trouble at FSU. Fickle's in trouble at Wisconsin. And that's just some that's not been fired. Okay. Mm-hmm. My question to you, should this have been done last year when there wasn't, but like Purdue, North Carolina, Wake Forest, that was the job openings last year.
I really think they should have moved on last year because, like you said, now you got all these openings. Like you said, Auburn's going to be probably open, FSU.
I mean, you've got Oregon State, Oklahoma State. You've got Florida now. You got Arkansas. You got Penn State. You got Virginia Tech. You got, I mean, there are so many good job openings right now. Is there a chance that Kentucky either has to move on because Stoops leaves, or they do fire him, whatever, work out a deal, or he walks away or whatever? Is there a chance that Kentucky has a big time trouble finding a coach with all of these jobs open?
It's going to be tough because Kentucky's probably going to be down on the list of coaches. But like I said today, there's only probably 2 or 3 guys I would really call. One of those would be Will Stein from Oregon. He would be one. 2 would probably be Morris from North Texas, Eric Morris. I like his offense. I think, he's putting up 30, 40 points a game. That would be a different kind of style for Kentucky in Lexington with the offense because it's been mostly defense. And then you got a guy like I'm trying to think, even John Sumrall. But would John Summerall truly come back, being at Tulane and jumping into the SEC in a tough environment and, trying to recruit and bring players to Kentucky? Because it's a different animal in the SEC. Tulane, you're probably going to get, your normal recruits, but you're probably going to win your conference in that conference. SEC, you're going to have a tough time. You got Alabama, you got Georgia.
A totally different animal for recruiting, too.
LSU. It's a whole different idea for recruiting. So I think, yes, it's going to be tough, but at the same time, I think Mitch Barnhart would do the right thing and get a good coach in here. I really believe he would go offense this time. I don't think he would go defense. I think you would look at an offensive style coach. I'm going to tell you something. Everybody says John Summerall.
In my opinion, Josh, if John Summerall's getting a call from Florida and Kentucky, if he has any sense at all, he's not coming here. If he's getting a call from Florida, Auburn, Kentucky, and Oklahoma State.
I'll say this, and we'll kind of end this. I'm calling Will Stein at the end of the day at Oregon. He's a Louisville guy. I don't know how much that would affect him going to Kentucky. He played at Louisville, quarterback. But his style of play, him being around Dan Lanning, him recruiting at a high level with Dan Lanning, I think you could put some positive stuff on this, and it could change a little bit of the momentum in Lexington and the attitude, especially offensively. Listen, I'm going to say this, and I know people are thinking, well, the defense. Listen, if you can score 30 points a game, 28 points a game, you can figure out the defense later. You can find a good defensive coordinator to kind of put their scheme and schematics in, but you have got to score points in the SEC if you're going to win. You're not going to score 13 points in the SEC and expect to win football games. I agree with you, Jacob. I agree with you on that. He says, do not say Mitch Barnhart will do anything right. I agree with that. But I think coming where the fans are coming from, where the donors are at, where the boosters are at, I think he would hit this higher. I do. Because now they're in a bad spot.
Mitch Barnhart hit the higher with Stoops to start with. He also hit the higher with Pope. He hit the higher with John Calipari. I mean, I don't get the fans that
I get he's old school. He's old school. But at the same time, I think he would hit on a good.
Did he not hit the higher with Pope when everybody said that it was terrible? The first 24 hours after Pope was hired, every Kentucky fan in the world was complaining about it.
Yeah, I don't
see that now.
I was one of them.
No, I would not promote Brad White.
No, I would not.
Brad White, I think, to be honest with you, I'm just going to give you, if there is a move on here, I think Brad White goes back to the NFL as a defensive coordinator. He was at the Colts for 5 years before he was here. I think he goes back to the NFL. That's what I think, but that's just my opinion. All right, guys, we are going to move on from football topics. I've got a lot of stuff here to talk about for basketball. So the blue-white game was Friday night, and I was there, and I just want to do a little bit of talking about this. The first thing I want to talk about, John, is these questions. And the first one is what did we learn about the men's team? And I'll let you go on that, and then I'll chime in, and then we'll do the women's.
I tell you, I really like Jasper Johnson. I think he's going to be really good. I like Mo Diabate. He's very physical. He gets at the rim. I even like Jalen Lowe. He got hurt. There was some positive news, I think early this morning on him. So hopefully we'll get him back pretty soon. I like this team overall. I think this team can be really, really good. We got some good guards and Denzel Aberdeen. I think our inside game, once Jaden Quainitz comes back, I think he's going to be a force in the paint. I'm going to tell you something that a lot of people probably ain't thinking. the two most key factors in this whole team, I think, is Otega Owe and Jaden Quainance. Because Otega Owe is going to be your main guy, so to speak, but Jaden is going to be your, driver in the paint. He's going to be your guy that blocks shots. He's going to rebound the ball. He's going to be your, guy that gets in the paint and just muscles up with people. And I think him and Otega is going to kind of, make this team what they are. And if they don't make this team what they are, I don't think this team can go very far. I think both of these.
I thought Reese did play pretty good, Clyde, to be honest with you. When he was in there, come in, had a good dunk, scored 4 points, got a couple of rebounds. I thought Reese played good, to be honest. All right, here's what I want to talk about with the blue-white game for me, okay? They split our team up into two groups.
Yep.
The blue and the white. The blue team played pretty good. The blue team was Denzel Aberdeen, Jasper Johnson, Yelovich was on there, Owe was on there. I'm missing somebody. There was 6 that mainly played. Was it Garrison? No, it wasn't Garrison.
Was it what's the one from
BYU? It was Malachi. It was Malachi. I'm sorry. It was Malachi Marino. That's who it was. All right. The blue team, with those 6, they put up 35 points. They had 15 fast break points. They were 8 of 14. Malachi had 9 rebounds. He was all over the glass in 20 minutes. Approximately 19 or 20 minutes is what they played. And the blue team, I thought, looked good. The white team the other night absolutely did not. They were 1 of 12 from three-point line. They had zero fast break points. They just did not gel. Finally, towards the end, after Lowe went down, Mo Diabate kind of picked up the slack and was driving and got a dunk and a couple of good moves on the inside and wound up with 8 points. And they made it look respectable. But if it hadn't been for that, the blue team might have won this thing 35-16. I mean, Jalen Lowe looked pretty good while he was out there, and we will get to more with Lowe on the injury here a bit later. I've got another topic. Before the injury, Lowe looked pretty good. I think he was 3 of 6 from the floor, had 9 points. He looked pretty decent, but the rest of that team, man, they just did not play well. They didn't come together as a team. They had no fast break points. And I
understand it's but I don't put a lot of stock into these exhibition things.
I'm just saying, Colin Chandler was on there. He looked terrible. He couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. He looked like he was shooting a triangle. And he played good. Looked good. Big Blue Madness. I'm not real sure. I'm not saying that's going to be the always case or nothing here, but here's what I'm going to tell you. Malachi Marino is going to play, guys. I don't think a lot of people 6 months ago thought Malachi Marino was going to get a lot of playing time, maybe even 3 months ago. But he was by far the biggest, most physical guy on the floor. Now, Jaden Quaintance was not out there.
Mm-mm. He's probably going to be a couple of weeks.
So I'm not saying, we haven't seen him yet, and Jaden Quaintance is a beast and going to be a beast. But Malachi Marino is going to play. You can't keep a guy off. the board. If you can't keep him off the boards, he's going to have to be out there. He was very active, diving after loose balls under the basket with tip arounds, saving plays. I mean, he had 4 points, 9 rebounds. I thought he looked really well. In my opinion, I think he's going to be a top 6 or 8 guy.
Yeah, I do.
Honestly, he's going to play quite a bit. I thought Aberdeen looked pretty decent. Noah hit 2 threes, but I'll tell you another guy that I 100% want to talk about. Yelovich is going to play some ball on this team.
Yep, he's going to be good.
He looked really well, hit 2 threes, finished with the dunk at the end, had 4 rebounds. He's big. He's 6'11", can shoot the ball, very active, had like I said, had 4 rebounds. Some names, Jasper Johnson on the blue team. All these guys were on the blue team. Jasper Johnson played the part. He looked calm, cool, collective, driving, dishing, scoring, floaters, hit a 3. I was really impressed. Those were the guys that I was impressed with the most, to be honest.
Yeah, and, Yelovich, I was saying this probably back in the summer. I said I wouldn't be shocked if he's in the starting lineup by mid-December. Maybe even before then, past November, even Thanksgiving. So I think they're going to be fine. They got a big game this week. Everybody's excited about it. They play Purdue Friday night. Kind of excited about it, Brad. You get to play the preseason number 1 team in the country in the exhibition, see where you are as a team. And Pope even said it best. He said, you're going to see things that make your head go, woo, woo. And then there are going to be some things that make you say, wow, I didn't think we could do that, But at the same time, it's a nice test for us to get to play Purdue in Rupp Arena. Then we play Georgetown, and then the season pretty much gets wrapped up probably about a week or so after that, which is unusual because we got Louisville coming up, which is weird to me that we play them right out of the gate. And I'm not a huge fan of it. I usually like it around Christmas, but it is what it is, schedule makers. But big week for Big Blue. Even the women's side, it's a big week for them as well.
All right. So before we move on and get into other things here, I got 2 clips here from the post-game press conference. This first one is Pope is talking here a little bit about this team's difference from last year.
We're coming around. That's a process. I think it's something we're increasingly getting a feel for. I think this team has the potential to be just an elite level cutting team. One of the things that's going to be interesting is we're so much more capable of actually beating people off the bounce than we were last year. That actually balancing that out is going to be really important. Last year, we didn't have a lot of guys that could beat anybody off the bounce, and so it was just natural that we'd flow into our second side into kind of this elite level cutting train. Now we have positionally we have several guys that actually go punish you off the bounce, and so that's going to be, I'm telling you, it's going to be a dance for us because this off-ball movement is really vital to everything we do. We do have a new skill set, and so integrating them together is going to be fun. It's going to be fun to figure out.
So that was Pope talking about kind of the differences between this team and last year's team. And then this next clip is him talking about Yelovich.
He's made huge strides in the last 2 weeks. So I'm excited about his trajectory. And he's making the game a little bit simpler, which is really important for him. He brings a unique physicality to the game that I think can really be important for us. So we're expecting big things from
Just a couple of quick clips that I picked up there in the press conference after the blue-white game from Mark Pope that I thought was interesting. Anything interesting there, John, that you want to add to? just out of those?
Not really.
All right, so we'll move on. We're going to go to the women's side of the ball. What did we learn about this women's team at Blue White game the other night? What do you think you learned about them?
Tony Morgan's going to be really good.
Definitely.
Really good.
100%. She can get to the rim. She's got a quick twitch. Nobody can stay in front of her. She's good at drawing fouls, getting to the free throw line. 100%.
She's going to be good. Key's going to be really good for us. Gilpin's going to be really good for us. I think, to me, she's probably going to come off the bench. But I think she's going to be a big plus for us. I think she'll probably get – I'm even going to say she probably gets 15, 16 minutes a night. She was really good at Western. I thought she played really well at times last year. This whole team as a whole is going to be really, really good. They got some tests early. They got some tough games, but Kenny Brooks don't shy away from it. He's been there. He's been in the Final Four. He had a really good Virginia Tech team with Georgia Amore, Claire Strack. He brought them over, and he's kind of doing what he did at Virginia Tech. And it's second year is probably going to be a little bit better than his first year, which usually is the case. But I think the bench play is going to be a major key and change from last year, because last year we just did not get a lot of production off the bench.
So I agree with you. Tony Morgan played fantastic. She was a co-leader on the team in their 20-minute, 2 quarters, 2 halves, however you want to put it. The women's team in 20 minutes scored 43 points, by the way. Just saying, the men's only scored 35, and they looked pretty good. But they played between 19 and 20 minutes because they did that Elam ending. But they still played nearly 20 minutes. But the women scored 43. Claire Strack and Tony Morgan both led the team with 10 apiece. One that you did not mention that I thought she came off the bench and played really, really well. Freshman McDonald's All-American Kaylin Carroll, KK Carroll, come off the bench, 6'3", hit 2 3-pointers, hit another inside shot, rebound. She had 4 rebounds. She had 8 points off the bench in her first action in any kind of game setting in Memorial Coliseum as a freshman. She was a top 15 player. She was a McDonald's All-American, and I believe she is really going to help this team. She played nice, really nice and fluid out there.
Yep.
Not scared for a freshman. I thought she played really nice. I agree with you, Josie Gilvin. She was just all over the place. She got a couple of 2 or 3 scrappy offensive rebounds to keep the ball, keep the possession alive for her team. They played their male practice team is who the girls played. They only have now 11 players. They played 10.
Dominique got injured. Yeah.
Dominique got injured, which I hate to see, to be honest.
I was going to kind of bring that up tonight because I was going to say, we're best wishes to her. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's a tough thing.
Absolutely, 100%. I hate to see it. Asia Boone, I think, is going to be a nice piece off the bench. The one thing I will say, I think we learned for sure about the women's team, I think we learned who the starters are.
And I tell you, another girl that has not been is Jordan Obi. I think she's going to be a big plus for this team.
She actually led the team. She had 4.6 rebounds. She led the team in rebounds in the 20 minutes the other night. I think she's going to be a really good addition, and I expect her to start. It's going to be Tony Morgan, Jordan Obi, Amelia Hassett, Tayani Key, and Claire Strack. I think we learned who the starters are.
It was kind of neat to see the other night. Kentucky honored Jaden Roper. She was a referee.
She was a referee
for the game. She used to play at UK. I thought that was pretty neat as well.
She once scored 30 in a game against like Tennessee Tech or somebody.
Yeah, she was good. She was a good basketball player.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'm going to move on. We're going to go to SEC basketball tip off. That was last Tuesday and Wednesday in Birmingham. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I do have several clips here that I want to show you guys. This is from the players. I want to show you some player clips. This first one is from Jalen Lowe, and he is either talking about Yelovich or Jasper Johnson. I'm not sure which order I put these in, but it's going to be either about Yelovich or Jasper Johnson.
I think he'll bring in. Can you notice like the European flair to his game as well? Is it prevalent?
Yeah, definitely. You can just tell by the way that he plays. He's got a great feel for the game, that European touch. I've seen him really blossom, especially these last 2 weeks. He's put together a lot of great practices. He's starting to, finally feel in control a little bit more, just getting accustomed to everything, just being here for, not too long. So, he's doing really good. He's on the right track. We're excited to have him because he brings a lot of, kind of like flavor that not a lot of other players have.
Is he catching up with the team a little bit?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'd say he's one of the fastest learners I've ever been around, just because coming 2 months, 3 months later than everybody else, and then still kind of being right on page around this time, right before the season starts. It's great to see.
So that was Jalen Lowe talking about Yelovich there in that clip. This one, he starts out talking about Jasper Johnson, and then I ask him a couple of questions about himself.
How has Jasper grown in his position since coming out of high school and starting to ramp up into college ball?
Jasper's been doing amazing. That kid has really, turned a lot of heads over the summer. He's gotten a lot better. He's growing a lot right now. He's going to be a special player for us. The way that the feel that he has for the game is truly amazing. The way that he score the ball, make a lot of something out of nothing. So having him has been great.
Where do you think your game's grown the most this summer?
I'd probably say just playing at a fast speed, but always knowing to what the right decision is. Making consistent right decisions all the time. Just feeling more comfortable in control of the game overall.
So that was a couple of questions to Jalen Lowe. I'm hoping that we see him play in a couple of 2 or 3 weeks, but we'll get to that more in a few minutes. I've got 2 clips here of Otega Owe talking. I want to share those tonight here on Wildcat Weekly.
When was your first day fully back?
Tuesday.
Yesterday. Okay. He said they were kind of all holding their breath as you took off down the court. Were you thinking about that at all, or maybe after the fact, or how am I going to feel when I wake up the next morning?
Not at all. I was a little sore this morning, but I was just happy to be there. We did a couple of scrimmages and practice the other day, and just being able to compete with the guys, because it's kind of like a coach and the group is so competitive and full of energy. So obviously watching it from the sideline, it was entertaining, but now being a part of it.
My understanding, you may have.
That's the first one, and here's the second one. This is
Talking about his competitiveness, Denzel. Have you, in watching a pro day the other night, it really came through. Have you had to have him on defense where you're trying to score against him, and what's that like going up against him?
Yeah, it's great. I feel like in our practices, it's really hard to score. Although I still get a bucket, but I feel like it really prepares you for the games, because it makes it easier. We're guarding so hard, so physical that we get to the game, it's gonna be way easier. We're not really calling as much fouls in practice, so we really have to grind it out. But going against those guys is getting you way better. Getting you more prepared for it.
all right. So that was a couple of clips from the men's side of it. The women were also there. I have a few clips for the women as well, or from the women as well. I'm going to get down here and get this I'll just leave that up because it does tell where these are from. These are from the SEC basketball tip-off in Birmingham. The first one I'm going to play is Tayani Key.
Told me that the front court might be a strength of this team. She said that counting on you guys to block some shots. What do you think about that?
Oh, absolutely. I definitely think I mean, it's been so fun playing with Clara. I think, as well as Melly and all the other new additions we have. Jordan, she's been amazing too. So just our length, our versatility, offensively. I mean, but extremely, extremely good on defense. Just being versatile, being able to switch, and like you said, being that front court, protecting that rim. Especially with all of our good guards. I mean, they can guard, but I mean, that having us back there really allows them to push up more and really be more aggressive because they trust that we got their back and we do.
In the summer media day, you told me that you were chasing rings this year. Is that still the case?
Absolutely.
What about
So that was Tayani Key. And this one is Tony Morgan.
Coach Brooks that made you decide Kentucky was the place to be?
When I see Coach Brooks, I saw a vision, what vision he had for me and his team, and I knew that's something I wanted to be a part of. So I knew this was the place for me.
How was Big Blue Madness?
It was incredible, unbelievable. It's something that everybody should be a part of. It's just different. The atmosphere, Big Blue Nation is amazing. So.
Being out in front of the crowd, doing the skills challenge, did it feel different?
I mean, yeah, 24,000 people watching you. It felt different, but it was fun. It was a great time.
And the SEC here doing this today, is this any different than anything you've done before? Or because you've been in the ACC, so
slightly the setup is a little different, but talking to the media is always fun.
So what do you think will be the team's?
So that was a little clip from Tony Morgan, and then I have two short clips, about 20 seconds of Claire Strack.
It feels like the depth of this team is going to be a little bit more relevant than last season. Just how do you think that'll help you and the front court specifically, maybe get y'all a little bit more rest, or if foul trouble comes up, does it help you play differently when you have more depth?
I think for sure. I think when you know you have more rest in a game or someone coming in to get you, I think that it makes you able to play harder in that little time you have.
And this is the last one that I'm going to show here. This is Claire Strack as well.
Having a guard like Tony Morgan, how has that been so far? Just kind of navigating that.
Yeah, it's been good. I already love to play with Tony. I think she's a great point guard. Obviously, I played 2 years with Georgia, and they're different. They're definitely different, but I think that's the fun of playing basketball is getting to play with so many different people who play differently and just learning it all.
All right, so those are some clips from SEC basketball tip-off in Birmingham. That's basically the football media days. This is the basketball version of it. And I thought it was interesting, some of the comments that they made about their teammates. I mean, she was talking about Tony Morgan there. I think Ortega was asked about Denzel and his defense. There was some stuff about Jasper Johnson, from Jalen Lowe and Yelovich. I thought it was interesting to see them talk about their teammates and what they said about them. So I wanted to share those. Leaders on the team, on the women's side, is definitely going to be Claire Strack, Claire Strack, Tayoni Key, and Tony Morgan on the women's side. I think is definitely going to be the three leaders.
I told you mine on the men's side. I said I told them mine on the men's side was probably going to be Ortega, Jaden Quainance, and maybe Lowe when he gets back from his injury.
Yeah, I agree with that. Denzel, maybe.
Yeah, Denzel will be there.
Yeah, maybe Denzel as well because he did win a championship last year. All right, John, let's get to Jalen Lowe's shoulder injury. I want to say this, man. Kentucky has dealt with shoulder injuries from point guards for way too long, it seems like. Butler last year had all these issues. And it just seems like there's been another one or two. It seems like I'm not even going to bring up names, but there's been another one or two that had some shoulder issues, I think, and something's going on in that water up there, or something for all these point guards to get shoulder injuries. But I will say this: he did the MRI. The MRI was negative. It did slightly pop out of place, but I'm hearing it's going to be 3 to 4 weeks, more than likely.
Yeah, so it's nothing major. Maybe
no surgery.
Maybe the Louisville game. So, best wishes to Jalen Lowe.
I look for the Louisville game or the Michigan State game. That's two big games early, November the 11th or November 18th. One of them's a week later. If he can't get back for one, I kind of got a feeling he'd be back for the other, to be honest with you. So maybe not miss too many games.
Yeah, best wishes to him. It could have been a lot worse with the way he landed. So hopefully he can just regroup and get the ice and the treatment that he needs, and he can get back on the floor and get ready to play.
Guys, I love the comments, the back and forth. You can have your takes and whatever. I mean, I appreciate you guys being on here, to be honest, and being with us tonight. I do want to get that across, to be honest with you. So we're going to move on from that. John's already brought this up, but here at the end, I had this as a topic. Kentucky does play number 1 Purdue in Rupp on Friday night in an exhibition game. This is something brand new. This is something a first for Kentucky basketball to be able to play the number 1 team in the country when it doesn't count. And they're coming to your house. My question to you is this: how did we get Purdue to come here?
That's a good question.
For an exhibition when they knew, everybody knew they were going to be the preseason number 1 team.
Good question. I mean, that's.
I'm just saying. Like, did we bribe Matt Painter? Can't even say his name. Matt Painter or what?
I guess.
How did we get the number 1 team to come here?
That's a topic for another night, man. They're fighting in the comment section. It's talking about Pope, and I don't want to get into that tonight because that's.
Yeah, man. Look, I don't really have a major opinion yet on Pope. I don't know how anybody could. He's coached 1 year. He had a bunch of injuries. He got to the Sweet 16. I think it's still up in the air, to be honest with you. I think he's recruiting. I think he's recruiting a heck of a lot better than anybody ever thought and gave him credit for.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Now, if he gets Tyron Stokes, that changes the whole dynamic of things.
I think he's recruiting a heck of a lot better than anybody was going to give him credit for. I will say that. Now, how it all turns out on the floor, let's give the man a couple of more years. I have no idea. I think it's kind of way too early to have that conversation.
Say this. If they can get Stokes, if they can get Holt and a couple of guys, I think you'll see a difference in the recruiting and whatnot. Just getting that one top guy just kind of opens the door for other guys to come down the road. And I think you get a guy like Stokes. That's, I don't really know the story on him. I heard he's back and forth. I don't know. But if he comes to Kentucky, I think that kind of changes things with the way Pope recruits.
Oh, I agree with you 100%. All right. I want to get to a couple of more quick topics, John. I got to talk about them here. Kentucky Volleyball won a 5-set match, improved to 7-0 against Florida, who was preseason ranked. Florida is always a pretty good volleyball team down there. And, They won. It's always a pretty good rivalry with Kentucky, back and forth, to be honest, in the volleyball world. And on top of that, they had a reveal, kind of like football does, for the top 16 teams, and Kentucky was number 4 yesterday in the reveal.
They beat Auburn in the middle of the week. They overcome a 2-1 set to beat the Gators on Sunday. Florida, I think, was just outside the top 25, which they held on to in this week's poll. So O'Brien was really good this week. She's playing about as good as anybody. Kentucky's won 11 straight matches, Brad, and they're perfect in the SEC. They hit the road against Mississippi State Friday. They play Alabama Sunday. Neither opponent, I think, is ranked. UK has a target on its back.
Mississippi State on the road could be a little bit of a challenge. They're 14-4. They're 4-4 in the SEC. I think Alabama's a game, even on the road, they should win this week.
The big one is Texas, obviously, because you say number 2. That's going to kind of, I think you're playing probably for the SEC right there.
Next Sunday, Texas is 8-0 in the SEC. Kentucky's 7-0. Texas is number 2 in the polls. Kentucky is number 3 in the polls, and they match. It's actually in Austin next Sunday. It's going to be a good one.
I think this is kind of where the SEC will be won, especially regular season. If Texas gets the best of them, I think Texas wins it. Now, if Kentucky pulls this out, then they got an opportunity to win the regular season. Even, get as clinch of a share would be even good as well. For the Cats. So
Molly and Eva and Brooklyn DeLay and all the girls, are really, really playing well. Brooke, Asia, all of them are playing well. Kentucky, like you said, is on a big winning streak. And they are the 8-time consecutive SEC champs. There is something new this year. They have added a volleyball tournament that hasn't been going on. So the SEC is going to have a volleyball tournament as well in December, end of November, 1st of December, somewhere around there.
Awesome.
It is. It's going to be pretty awesome to talk about a little bit and kind of add to some things. But I wanted to throw this in here with the girls. Craig Skinner has done an awesome job. This is the 10th time ever that Kentucky has been 7-0 in SEC play, and 7 of them has come since 2014 under Craig Skinner.
And Cassie O'Brien picked up her and Molly picked up weekly honors this week, which I thought was awesome. This is a really fun team. There's still some home games left. If you're out and about in Lexington, you need to go watch these girls play. They're really, really good.
This team is going to have a chance at a national title. They're going to have a chance. They are 100%. So if you like the fact that Kentucky can win national championships, you should like this Kentucky volleyball team.
Yeah, this volleyball team's tough.
Because they do have a shot at it.
Yep.
All right, John, I do want to bring this up. Kentucky, Tennessee's at Kroger Field Saturday night. I don't know about you, but I kind of like Tennessee Hate Week. That's what I call it.
Yeah, I do too.
But in all reality, I'm fully aware that Tennessee wears us out most of the time. I'm fully aware of that. It doesn't stop me from not liking them at all. So,
no, I mean, it's Hate Week. It's a rivalry game. We've not had the best of, let's say, luck with Tennessee as of lately. It's just going to be tough, honestly. Tennessee's 5-2, I think. They beat Syracuse. They beat East Tennessee State, UAB, I think Arkansas.
2 real good teams that they played, they've lost to.
Yeah, and they lost to Georgia. They beat Mississippi State in overtime. They lost to Alabama. Still got a really good team. Joey Aguilar is really, really good. He can toss the ball around.
Old Bo Buckner, who's a Tennessee fan, by the way, says 50-7.
I'm with you, Bo. I think they'll beat them pretty bad.
All I got to say, Bo, is roll tide. Oh, man.
You know, I'll be honest with you. This game is not in the best of interest for fans if they're looking for an upset. And I say that because Tennessee likes to spread you out. They like to go wide with their wide receivers. They're really, really good. This is a totally different matchup than we played with Texas. Texas is, and me and Brad mentioned this earlier, Aguilar might be better than Arch Manning. That's hard to believe.
The only thing, so Aguilar took a beating last week and is I think at least going to be questionable. So I think he's going to play in this game, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him on the injury report, to be honest, this week. And all I am saying is this: is he going to be 100% healthy? Can Kentucky come after him? Just to be honest, that would be my game plan. But Brad White is usually pretty good on the defensive side of the ball with stuff like that. I thought they did that really well against Arch Manning this past week. And
a little different with Tennessee, how they wide out with the receivers. They spread you out to the point that you don't know where the ball's going. They're throwing it all over the place, and it's going to be a tough game.
This is just a game, guys. For me, I don't care what's going on. This is a game I look forward to, no matter if we win or lose. I used to go to this game when I was a kid. My dad had season tickets, and almost every year in the 80s, I went to this game if it was in Lexington. Or every other year, I went to this game when it was in Lexington. This game really has meant a lot to me over the years, just to be honest with you. And I know a lot about the history of this game. There is a true rivalry here, and I can't not pay attention to this game. I just can't do it. No matter.
And I'll say this. He said, if we lose out, Stoops will be gone. Listen, they're going to be lucky to win one more game. Let's just be real here.
Well, Florida just fired their coach. Auburn might fire their coach before we play them. I mean, I think there's a couple of opportunities, but I'm not sure.
Me neither. With what's going on right now.
I mean, look, we completely outplayed Texas. There's no reason that we can't win some of these games. No reason. I keep saying it.
Yeah.
So, with that said, guys, we are going to wrap this up. At the top of the screen, all show long has been our home field apparel. So I want to wrap it up with that and talk about our home field apparel. If you're a fan, go check out some really cool retro gear, man. We got some really cool stuff there at Home Field Apparel, or they do. And you can get some really cool vintage stuff. Check them out and look up your Kentucky gear, get some cool stuff. Help out College SportsCast as well. So I want to end the show with that. This has been Wildcat Weekly. Join us on Monday nights. Tomorrow night, we're going to be here doing the Big Fuss show here at College SportsCast. It'll be on after the NFL show, Fresh Takes, the NFL pick show here at College SportsCast on Facebook, or you can catch both shows on the YouTube channel, the Real Fresh channel as well.
I had a good week in the NFL this week.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, the Cowboys actually spanked the old Redskins. I still call them the Redskins.
Hey,
Commanders, whatever.
The Commanders had a safe flight home, I can tell you. 22-point beating.
Yep. Spanked them pretty good. All right, guys, this has been College Sportscast Wildcat Weekly. We will see you guys for our next Wildcat show next Monday night. But our next show is the Big Fuss Show tomorrow night. We will see you for the Big Fuss. Y'all have a good night.
Good one. Have a good night.